Hi, today I'm at Nant Yr Arian in Wales. A bit of a different place from the videos I've made recently of the very easy, I have to say, red trails in England. I've come to Nant Yr Arian, which is in Wales, and I'm not pronouncing that correctly, so I apologise to Welsh people. It's near Aberystwyth. It's got some really lovely trails here. It's got a blue, really flowy, bermy, lots of corners for me to practice on. Really nice flowy blue trail, 2 red trails and a black. Today I'm doing the blue trail, and I'm going to be doing the shorter of the red trails, which is called the Pendam trail, I think. Pendam? Something like that. I'll pronounce, I won't pronounce it properly later, but I will Englishly say it when we ride it. So that's what we're doing today. It is really cold today. We've had some really beautiful weather in the last week or so. Lovely weather enough that I've been wearing, no jacket. And today I'm all wrapped up again. It's very cold, although it is very sunny. Skies are blue. So let's have a good day today. So this is the start of the trails at Nant Yr Arian. Don't make the same mistake I did the first time I came here and took notice of the blue loop numbers. So this says blue loop number 2 and the second bit is listed as blue loop number 1. If you go to number 1 first, you're basically doing the second half of the trail. So if you want to do the whole of the blue, you need to start on loop 2, which doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but that's how they've done it. So just keep an eye out. If you're doing the red, it also starts here on this blue loop number 2. So a short way up the start of the blue loop number 2, you get here, which is a split point you can see in front of me. If you're going to continue on the blue, you take the route to the right. If you're coming to do the red route, which we'll be doing a bit later, you keep going on the left. So let's head off to the right. So this blue loop is a very good trail for me to practice my cornering. It's basically loads of berms, with which, as you know, I'm useless at. I don't have the right speed. They scare me. Gosh, that was bad. Really shouldn't have gone that way through there. There are some fantastic views from these trails, as you can see. Hope you can see that. Amazing views from up here. You don't get that on any of the trails in England. Well, maybe in the Lake District. Certainly none of the trails I've ridden recently. Now, some of these corners are the types of corners that I really don't like, and I'm doing my best, and I'm going very slowly around them, but I'm really doing my best to actually try and ride them. I don't know why cornering is so difficult for me. It always has been. See this type of corner, I don't like them when they're fairly tight and they kind of drop away as you go around them. Those are the worst corners for me. If they're just tight and flat, then I can get around them somehow, but if they're tight and kind of steep as they drop away, I really struggle, and I definitely need to work on that. I've always hated that corner. There are certain corners on here that I really don't like. That is one of them. Managed to get around it just. And here we are at the end of the blue, or the first bit of the blue anyway. You come to a bit of a crossroads here. The red crosses here, the red return comes back this way, and we're going to head up this fire road now. It's a fairly significant fire road climb now to get to the final blue loop, which takes you back to the trail centre. So when you finished the first blue loop, which is numbered blue loop number 2, you get back to this point and you follow this trail through here, which is shared with the red, and then you get to a nice viewpoint actually just up here where the trail splits, and then you come back down the blue descent. So here's the split, and look at that fantastic view. Let's stop here. Right, so this is the final section of the blue. More berms. You actually crossed with the red trail just there. Now this corner here can't be that much different from a corner I hate at Fod and just can't get myself to go round. See, most of my inability to ride is in my head. It's a really, really annoying. That view from out there is amazing. You can't see it because it's just off to my left. I wish I got my 360 camera on actually, because the views from here are just stunning. Kind of distracting actually when you're riding down the trail, particularly the red, because the views really are fantastic from here. So that's the end of the blue trail. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. It begins with an M. I'll give it a go. Melindra or something. I don't know. Apologies to Welsh people. But that's the blue trail done. So we're going to do the red now. We're going to do the one that's marked pink on the map, which is called Pendam. I think it's Pendam Trail. Again, you follow the same route as the blue to start with, until you get to that first split point, and then we're going to go left. Right, so let's head left into the Pendam Trail. This trail is narrower and rockier than the blue, which again, fun trail bits that I'm not that good at. That would really help if I had my foot on my pedal properly, which I don't. Right round here, I'm slowing right down so we can see the view. I mean, look. I mean, just look at that view. Amazing. As I said before, you don't get views like this on the easy red graded trails in England. are times when I've been here and the first time I've ridden around this, that day I've not done that bit, which is ridiculous because it's not hard. Now we've come out at the bottom of that steep fire road that we came out on. Actually, we're going to meet up with where we came out on the bottom of the first blue. If you do the longer red or the black as well, you end up riding up this fire road right from the bottom, which is quite a long way behind me. It's quite a significant climb. So I told you a little lie back there. When you ride up that fire road, you get to this section which runs parallel with the fire road, and then you do pop out at the bottom where the original blue loop finishes. And there we are. Blue loop finished there. We carried on up there to get back. If you just want to do this first bit of red, you can head on back up there and finish the rest of it. We're going off to my left to do the full Pendam loop. You also go this way, you can see the signs if you're doing the longer red loop or the black. Hi. And when you pop out of that bit of trail, you're greeted by this beautiful view. When you have the most amazing views like this out on a bike, like, why wouldn't anybody want to do this? I don't know why this place isn't heaving. I know it's a Tuesday and people are at work, but why wouldn't you want to do this? Why wouldn't you want to come out into a beautiful forest? Listen to the birds. Just enjoy nature. In fact, I don't want you all out here. I want to be here on my own. I want to be the only one here enjoying all of this and listening to the birds and the insects and the geese and the ducks, and just enjoying this beautiful, beautiful scenery on this lovely day. Right, this section is called Hippity Hop. It's got a nice little section. Just a short little section that, but I really like it. Quite nice and fun. Little poppy bits. Make sure you look where you're going when you come out of there, because you do cross the road. And in a minute we'll come back to the lake. And there's the lake just in front of us there. And we were just over there earlier. So we've done a big loop all the way round, a bit of single track, and ended up here. If you are heading out to the longer red loop or continuing on the black, you go up there. It takes you through a really nice kind of cross country, really scenic, but an absolute bog if it's been raining. An absolute bog. I've done it a few times. I'm not doing it today because of the aforementioned bog. I can't say I'm a huge fan of the single track that follows the cross country bit. I don't mind missing it off. It's quite tight switchbacks, it's quite narrow and exposed, all the things I don't like, so I'm happy to be giving that one a miss today. Looks to me like that was one of the only puddles in the place, other than the aforementioned bog. It's very dry, which is great, and that's because we've had wonderful weather in the last couple of weeks. It was really warm at the weekend, sort of 19 degrees, possibly even up to 20 some places, and today it's bloody cold. It's about 7, 8, but who cares? I'm out riding my bike. So here we're back to that crossroads that we've been to a few times now. End of the blues there, we came out of the red there, just to my right, and now we're going to head up this fire road again for the final red descent. If we're lucky, we might get to see some of the red kites being fed. I believe they get fed at 2 o'clock during the winter months. I've only ever been here during British summertime when they get fed at 3 o'clock. So it's thrown me a little bit, because I thought, I hadn't really thought about it to be honest, but had assumed I'd be back in time to be watching the red kites from the cafe, but sadly not today. Okay, so the trail actually goes on up here, but it's just fire road, and a really steep bit of fire road before you come down the other side. So I'm going to head out this way because it's a smoother bit of trail, it's slightly easier, and I might get to see the red kites as well. So I don't know if you can see that in the distance there, but those are all the red kites being fed. Don't get a very good angle from it up here. You can see it much better from the visitor centre and the other side of the lake, but you can kind of see them all swirling, and there's a guy there throwing out whatever red kites eat, and they're swooping down to eat it. Okay, so this is the final bit of the red. Now I have to try not to be distracted by this beautiful view off to my right, and the red kites are currently being fed. Oh wow, look at that view. I'm trying not to look at the view but I want to look at the view. You can see the red kites just down there being fed. And I'm trying very hard to stay on the trail at the same time. See, this is where the blue crossed. We rode over that earlier. So I've got some pretty decent corners to contend with here. And yet for some reason, I don't have such a problem with them. It's really weird how some corners for some reason are a big issue for me, and others arguably are bigger, tighter, probably, I don't know, scarier or whatever I can do. And that was the end of the red. I will keep going just in case somebody comes behind me. See if we can see the red kites. So that was Nant Yr Arian. I didn't spend as long here today as I would have liked to. It's a long way from home. I've got a 3-hour drive back, but I did want to visit it before the visitor centre closes. I can't believe it that they want to close it down. There were loads of people here when I arrived, despite it being a Tuesday in the middle of March, and it's not even a particularly warm day. There was loads of people here. There were several mountain bikers, loads of walkers, people having coffee, groups of people just chatting, people coming to see the red kites being fed. The car park was pretty busy, so it just seems so silly that they want to close it. I was chatting to one of the ladies in the shop, and she said it would be put out to tender once they've closed down, so from April hopefully they'll find someone else to take over. But yeah, really nice flowy blue, quite a short blue, amazing views though. I mean, honestly, the views here, just come here to look at the views even if you don't want to ride the trails, is fantastic. Enjoyed the red trail, the Pen Dam trail. I have done the longer red trail. I think it's called the Summit Trail. I've done that in the past. Hopefully I'll come back and do that again in the summer when it's dry. Hopefully there will also be a new cafe here, but if not, I've been told that there will be toilets and possibly a mobile food van, so I don't quite know what that will entail, but I will absolutely definitely be coming back here again at some point. Maybe doing another video, who knows. But anyway, if you've made it this far and watched all of that video right to the end, thank you very much again. I do appreciate it. And if there's anywhere you want me to ride, because I'm happy to travel, if there's anywhere you think, yeah, I'd like to see a numpty like her try and ride that, obviously within reason. I'm not going to any silly bike parks and chucking me down blacks or anything, but if there's anywhere in the UK, within England, possibly Scotland, and Wales obviously, that you think, yeah, I'd quite like to see that numpty give that a go, drop me a comment and I'll see if I can make it happen. So thanks for watching.